And staying with news on actor Kamal Haasan, he has appealed to the Prime Minister to end what he calls as a haphazard banner culture. The Madras High Court has banned erection of any banners or hoardings which can lead to loss of lives, including the young techie, if you remember. Subhashri, she was just going on the road, a banner fell on her head and the truck behind her crushed her over. Now, based on that, the Tamil Nadu government had also planned to move the Madras High Court, but this time seeking more banner permissions ahead of the scheduled meeting in Mahabalipuram between Prime Minister Modi and the Chinese President Xi Jinping. Now, this happened right outside Chennai last month, and Kamal Haasan has now appealed on that in a series of tweets. He tells the Prime Minister that the state government is seeking permission to erect banners for him when the state is struggling to cope with Subhashri's loss. And that if he takes the first step to end this banner culture, it would garner him the greatest publicity. Activists too plan to oppose the government's move. Sam Daniel joins us for more on this. Sam, the very, very tragic death of that young techie is very fresh in our memory. And despite that, this move by the government obviously facing a lot of backlash from opposition parties and people on the ground, activists as well. But how serious is the government to actually see this through?
Well, interestingly, Sonal, it's not the central government which is arranging that meeting between Prime Minister Modi and his Chinese counterpart outside Chennai, but it's the local administration department of the Tamil Nadu government which has moved. And that's exactly why many leaders, not just Kamal Haasan, but also many activists question why should Tamil Nadu government take a lead in this when in the first place it has happened at your backyard and the Madras High Court has banned this. And politically they see this as yet another attempt by the AIADMK, ruling AIADMK, to bend backwards, as many call it, to appease or to please the central government. But as far as Kamal Haasan is concerned, he is mounting pressure certainly on Prime Minister Modi before things could take shape on the outskirts of Chennai in terms of erection of banners, because one more life was recently lost. The first victim was, of course, another techie in Coimbatore, again involving illegal hoarding put up by the AIADMK. And Kamal Haasan's series of tweets yesterday certainly mounts pressure on the Prime Minister to take a lead, perhaps to say no for this illegal banner culture. And we'll have to wait and see how the court would respond. In fact, the court came down heavily against the political class before the orders recently, saying that would people come to these events only if there are banners? It even made the Chief Minister and the Leader of Opposition to issue statements asking their cadre not to erect banners. Will the court look at this issue, since it involves an international meeting between two heads of state? Will they have a different view on this? We'll have to wait and watch. But the activist Traffic Ramaswamy, who had spearheaded this campaign for several years, which led to this ban, has said he would file an affidavit today. And he says, no matter, even if there's a plea by the government, the court, in his view, would not relax the ban because it involves loss of life. It involves, after a series of warnings given to the Tamil Nadu government, to put in place a series of guidelines to ensure this will be streamlined, but only after it failed, he says the court had banned it. Yes,
and Sam, when does this case come up for hearing?
On day before yesterday, Sonal, the public prosecutor, the Advocate General of Tamil Nadu government, had mentioned it orally, saying that the government would file a plea today. So, in all likelihood, today the Tamil Nadu government would perhaps move a petition, and we'll have to see whether there will be orders today or will the court seek responses from the Tamil Nadu government and other parties concerned, including the central government.